Hey YouTube, Sean here, Griffin RC Planes. Some of you've asked to see where we fly at, so here we are at the RC Airfield. It's a city park here in Nashville, Tennessee. So let's take a tour. Alright, here's the main driveway coming in from the street. This is a fairly big park, actually a humongous park called Edwin Warner. But as you come in the drive, you can also see that this is a sports complex with soccer fields, flag football, little league baseball fields and stuff. And from about where you see this white goalpost on the right here, immediately just to the left of it is asphalt for the runway. Get a little zoomaroo here. You can see some of the asphalt for the runway. And then there's a pavilion here that's got some picnic tables and stuff, and we're lucky enough to have electricity out here that the parks pay for. I think that's really cool. I'll take you guys in and give you a little closer look here. Alright, the main sidewalk leading into our facility here. There's a sign talking about the dedication of the fly field. And we'll get up on that here in a little bit. I don't know the exact size of the area we have to fly, but maybe 10 acres, something like that. You guys will be the better judge that. Alrighty, so now we're inside the pavilion. It is really cool to have electricity, and the people I've all spoke to, they say that that's kind of unheard of. There's several plugs there. In good weather, all these picnic tables are full. I've seen as many as 30-40 planes at one time, and a dozen people or more. And then faces come and go. People work different hours than others. So I'm on the runway now. We'll get down here by the windsock. All right, with my son to my back now, here's our windsock. Members of the AMA club that uses this field, that they replace it a couple times a year. That's really nice of them. But the runway is asphalt. During the months when it's warmer out, there's obviously sports here. On Sunday, there's generally no sports unless it's a makeup day for them getting rained out. So the rules are that don't fly over the children and give a buffer zone between the between the soccer field and the airfield. And then Sunday it's wide open for airplanes, which today is Sunday. It is a bit breezy, as you can see towards the windsock pointed right at me. I did bring my trusty 300, and I am going to fly it here in a little bit for you. But this, the area we have to fly is from here, the asphalt line, down to the end of the asphalt, which is where that white goalpost was, and then out here to the left all the way to the street, which is several hundred feet. way this way to the tree line. Back here, there's a creek on the other side of it. That tree line holds a lot of airplanes. People have crashed in and lost them into those trees, and other guys have brought their drones with cameras out here and tried to locate them, and it seems like they just get eaten. Because when you crash, you have a pretty good idea, where it fell until you get in the area of, where you think it is, and then that area is so much bigger. And sometimes people can't find them. Other times they come back the next day, bundled up and enclosed to protect them from the poison oak and from thorns and so forth, and spend an entire day on the other side of that creek looking for their planes. Some have been recovered and some haven't. All right, guys, you can't come to the flying field without bringing your plane at least flying one time. Well, here's what I bring with me: is charger, batteries, power strip, my battery checker. My most favorite transmitter is the DX7S. I do have an 8 and a DX9 that I use for planes that require some of that more advanced technology. But in my trusty 300, I don't have any of the telemetry, and I don't need more than 4 channels. So that one happens to work fine. But let's fly this thing a little bit. Alright guys, we're gonna power up the 300. The very first thing to do is to turn your transmitter on, make sure your throttle's down or throttle cut, set it a couple feet away from the plane. I use an old school LiPo battery alarm to beep at me when the cell voltage is starting to drop down. I have it set on 3.6. I take it to the side. My radio's on, my throttle's down, and you plug it up. And you don't touch it until it's done doing these dances. It's done the 2 dances, so we've got the safe select available. Then you leave it alone for 5 seconds. Right now the gyro's getting initialized, so it knows right side up, left, right, up, down, front to back. Then, after it sits for a second or 2, take my battery wire away, put my battery lid on. Now let's go flying. Alright, the plane's booted up. Elevator up, elevator down, right aileron up, left aileron up, rudder left, rudder right, throttle, taking off into the wind, about 7 miles an hour today. I'm using the safe to show you guys that. Right now you can see that I'm not touching the transmitter at all. Up, down, left, right. it's safe, pulls it right out. That is what's fantastic about the safe feature. Some say it's cheating because that wasn't available back in the day, but it's here now in today's day, and I love it. So they didn't have cruise control a long time ago either. Nor power steering or power brakes, and the safe feature is just fantastic. It saves planes, it saves probably blood pressure and stress and everything else too. And then out of the safe, and just let it fall, and then safe. I got a timer here set for 5 minutes. We got 2:18 to go. Safe off. Let it roll. Safe back on, just for the heck of it. Can I fly without safe? Absolutely, all day long if I want. But why? It's like if you have cruise control, use it, you know? Upside down, your stick is backwards, safe, get it back over here. Now, here at the RC field, I should be standing behind the line. I'm not, because I'm the only person out here flying. For a landing. Really go. Drone in here. And I hear my alarm beeping. So coming for a landing here. We'll try. Well, that was a lucky landing. However, the wind was getting a hold of us. Let's see what the voltage is reading here. It's 40 degrees Fahrenheit outside. This is an older battery with a good bit of use on it. So it was probably charged to, I don't know, 4.17 or something when it was fresh. And we've got a reading of 15.5, 386, 385, 392, and 388. Don't worry about the 392. These little checkers are not all that accurate.